Operation Eradication. You knew that. So people don't necessarily think of Yellowman as being associated with Alpha Boys School. There's quite a few dancehall artists came out of Alpha actually, and also a great selector called Ilawi, also known as Albert Malawi, came from Alpha. So it does have this, less of the horns and more of the vocal element as well. Also Johnny Osborne as an Alpha boy. So Yellowman's story is really, it's just a miracle that the guy even exists. And I'm going to read a little bit of his chapter, just so you can sort of fully appreciate how remarkable his success is. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a bit long, but I'll just give you the essence. Listen. And again, I won't do a Jamaican accent. Bob Marley's passing in 1981 left a giant vacuum in Jamaican music. Without Bob leading the way, what would happen to the music? While there were plenty of great roots reggae artists spreading their message of love, hope and redemption, what reggae needed most was a new superstar to take the stage. Few could have predicted that rather than another sage-like, charismatic figurehead exuding mysticism and righteousness, the next big thing to explode out of the tiny island would be a hilariously funny, lewd, albino show-off calling himself Yellowman. Spearheading the new dancehall style of reggae, Yellowman's message appeared to the more po-faced to be just salaciously bragging about his sexual prowess and relentlessly boosting his own ego by asserting his greatness. He seemed the complete antithesis of all that Bob had stood and worked for. To the consciously minded roots rebels who had been both spiritually, culturally and politically galvanised by Rasta philosophy, Yellowman and the new dancehall style might have looked for all the world like the beginning of the end for reggae music. But as Bob Marley himself once sang, what goes around comes around, and after a decade of reggae serving as a spiritual voice for dispossessed and oppressed people, not just of Jamaica, but of the entire world, maybe the time had come, at least for a while, to get back to the good time escapism that the sound system operators had started 25 years earlier. Born Christian Winston Foster in 1956, Yellowman's story reads something like a movie script. Found as a newborn baby inside a plastic bag by a garbage collector in a dumpster, literally thrown out by domestic waste because of his albino skin pigment, Foster would spend his entire childhood in children's homes. All my youthful life, I grow up in orphanage home, starting with Maxwell Park, then I go to Swift Purcell, that's in St Mary, then after that Alpha, and the other school I go to, Foster explains. I don't know my family, I don't know my parents, no mother, no father, no sister, no brother, no uncle, no auntie. All I know is the people that grow me, like Sister Martris, Sister Ignatius, and Sister Aloysius. As if being abandoned at birth was not hard enough, Foster would face extreme prejudice for being a dundu, as those with albino pigment are derogatorily called in Jamaica, something quite socially unacceptable back in the 1960s, viewed with hostility and otherworldly superstition. At Alpha, Foster was met with unkindness by the other boys from day one. Well, the first day it was rough. I get beat up by the other kids, so it was very rough. I get a lot of tease and jeer and all type of name call like Dundas, Red Mulatto, White Man, you know, all type of name. But those things I leave behind because those are the kind of things that make me strong up until now. At meal times, the boys would refuse to sit with him. Then in the schoolroom too, Foster would find himself sitting alone. Fellow Alpha boy Vernal Kelly, also known as drummer Charlie Eskimo Fox, was a year older than Foster and saw that he was vulnerable to bullying. So he was charged by the sisters with the responsibility of keeping an eye on him and making sure he was not taken advantage of. He could tell that Foster's larger-than-life appearance and charisma would one day lead to something. We didn't know nothing about Dundas, but he was a person who was true, says Kelly. I recognise him from the day I met him and we spending time together as a great talented person, and I know that along the line, even if I'm not there, I know that one day he will come to play a role of importance. Yellowman's stage act is full of bouncy athletics, a continuity of the playground clown persona he developed at Alpha as a survival technique. If he could entertain and make the others laugh, then he could avoid the torment of being bullied and ostracised. His clowning would often lead to beatings from Sister Ignatius, who was unimpressed by his often dangerous antics. I was an acrobat. I used to walk on my hand and flick over backwards. I used to jump off the housetop to the ground. But I used to get a lot of flogging from her for that, because she think I was crazy. Kelly also remembers this side of Foster's personality. He'd teach me to walk on my hands, backflips. He was like a circus personality. Anything you do to him, so anything you want him to do in circus, he could do it. He could walk on his head and things like that, break up his body in all different ways, spin his eyes. But the one who was his friend like myself, we were there to make sure that no one take liberty with him. And I was one of the members of that gang, you know.
No, don't go no more because no one here.
Okay, we've got to wrap it up there. That's my favourite chapter in the book, just simply because Yellowman goes on to international dancehall stardom. He even gets in the Guinness Book of Records for the most albums recorded in a single year. So yeah, he completely changed what it meant to be an albino as well in Jamaica. So incredible character, and thank you, David Katz, for inviting me to come along and share this book with you all.
Yes, thank you, Alan Reeves. Thank you for coming up from Brighton to deliver this. And just please remind the good people here, I know you have copies of the book on sale. Please remind them what is the ordinary price and what is the special price you've got them on tonight.
Oh yeah, so it's retailing on Amazon for $18.99. Tonight you can have a signed copy for £15.
Okay, so please make an orderly queue, and when you come up to buy your copy, make sure to leave your email address on the mailing list, which is on the same table. Also, quick announcement, next session here for Dub Me Always will be none other than Wednesday the 14th of February, Valentine's Day special, with none other than Nzinga Sounds, featuring Junie Rankin and DJ Addy, one of the veteran female sound systems from London. So, one more time, hands together for the co-author of Alpha Boys School, Cradle of Jamaican Music, Adam Reeves. And shortly you will be entertained by our special guest Noah and Vessa, but right now, let music play.